Low maneuvering recently surpassed drowning as the biggest fatality in our sport. Okay. Oh, I gotta turn. Oh, this is stupid. This is stupid. You wanna know what else is stupid? Some talk that I'm hearing on the internet out there. Some people think that low aggressive maneuvering near the ground is advanced flying, and I have 100% disagree with that. I ain't going for bragging rights, but I am an advanced paramotor pilot. You can do anything that I want to do with a paramotor. I don't have to come in fast and hard and touch a wingtip to the ground and then land. And the reason that I don't do that is because the only thing that comes out of that is broken gear, broken bones. Ain't no way around it. And I do not see the benefit in either one of those things. And I hate to do some name dropping, but I'm about to. So Chucky Wright goes down to wherever in the heck Trevor Steele is. And I really have mucho respect for Trevor Steele, but there's some differences. I don't know if it's my older age and my wisdom and the fact that I've observed probably more of this than maybe he has. You know, I've had friends get busted and broken to hell because they were swooping low, whether it be parachutes or paragliders or anything. Low aggressive maneuvering is dangerous and it never ends well. It's okay to be able to do it. I mean, in a pinch, maybe I don't know, maybe the skill comes in handy, but you do not practice it low to the ground. You practice your flying up. To call it advanced flying, you're getting the wrong ideas in people's head. If you're really advanced, you're gonna choose not to do that type of maneuvering near the ground. When you're near the ground, you know, I got this rule and I teach it and I live by it myself. And what I call the danger zone, right? That from like 50 feet down, call it 40 feet down, it doesn't matter. That last little bit before you get down to terra firma, where the dirt is. You need three things. And if you don't have those three things, you need to be reassessing what you're doing. You need to be fast, you need to be stable, and you need to be focused. Fast meaning that you've got to flare, you've got to turn, you've got to maneuver in there. Nothing wrong with being fast, but you need to be stable as well. You don't need to be in a hard bank. You don't need to be in a swinging turn. Even if you can, you don't need to be that way. You need to have the wing over you, fast, and you need to be focused. You need to be looking ahead and knowing where you're going. You need to be shooting that last bit of the approach into your target landing zone or your spot landing or whatever it may be. I'd also like to talk about the argument. Yankee paramotor, Todd, brought this up about he took off out of a spot and had trouble and had to do like a huge hook move back into the LZ, you know, talking about the ability to do that, you know, to practice that move and make it work. Let's just explore that for a moment. When you're setting up to take off out of an LZ, you need to know ahead of time, when my motor goes out at 10 feet, at 20 feet, at 50 feet, where am I gonna go and what am I gonna do? These are parts of the flight that need to be thought out ahead of time. If you're having to make a decision in the spur of the moment because you had motor trouble on climb out and there's obstacles all around, well, you've probably waited too late to have those thoughts. Those thoughts should go through your mind before you attempt the launch. You need to look at, you know, my yard, for example. Perfect example. It's got trees, it's got high lines, it's got fences, all the above, but there are outs. And I know on every launch and every climb out where my options are at each phase of the climb. And it's something that is just fundamental paramotor skills. And without having to have the advanced knowledge of, you know, a swoop.
So you're not going to get your cut?
What is this? Who is that?
Rachel?
I don't even have my phone with me. What's going on?
Are you in your truck?
Yeah, I was making a video about paragliding.
Did my phone hook up to your truck?
Yeah, hey, open up your robe.
No, you're on video.
But my thoughts still don't change. Swoop landing is dangerous. You may have a success 100, 200, 500 times, but at some point you're gonna break either bones or gear. There's no way around it. That's how it ends. And I want you to think about that. And, you know, Chucky made the argument online that he sees people doing it and he wants, you know, don't do what you see people do. A lot of people are just retards, and it's not something that is It's not something that's going to end well. That's facts, boy. That's facts. That's truth. I can't say it any differently. I think and I hope that I'm wise enough to recognize that, and I hope that I can share that wisdom with you so that you know the difference between just because you see people do it and it looks cool and it might be useful in a situation, just know that it's really not. It's really not. Any situation that requires like a hard swoop to avoid something is something that you didn't think about ahead of time, and that's on you. And it's okay to have the skills to do it. You know, think about an evasive maneuver. The boogeyman jumps out in front of you. Think about it. You may have to do an aggressive maneuver low, and you may break your shit and slide in sideways like Chucky did in the video. And that's probably what happens. You'll be okay. You avoid the obstacle, but very likely you're going to smash some stuff. There's no amount of practice that's going to prevent that, right? You know, again, some people are good at it. Some people have gotten lucky hundreds of times, but it's always going to end bad. Ask Chris Santacroce what like a tip-touch swoop landing can do. I think he learned his lesson the hard way. And what I'm trying to do with this video is to prevent you from breaking things, especially bones and spines and hips and feet. You know, Trevor broke his feet doing a low aggressive maneuver. And that's, again, that's truth of the story, boys. Sorry, back to the video. Broken bones and gear, what you get if you don't stay fast, stable, and focused when you're down there in the danger zone. And, you know, I wish Trevor would teach students that differently. Like, you're not teaching them anything good if you're encouraging them or helping them do that. That's bad advice. It's bad advice, and I believe you know it. I believe we all know it. And if you're gonna do that, that's something you're gonna go choose to do on your own, right? If you just trying to figure it out, you're gonna hit the ground and something's gonna get broke. I broke a propeller and a net one time doing it. And you know, I learned right then, this is dumb, and it is. And you're not gonna convince me otherwise. You know, I've got friends that can't walk because they were dumb and doing that shit low. And if you're doing a fast, stable, focused approach and you mess that up, you probably end up with some dirt on your pants. Like, that's realistically what you're gonna get if you're doing a fast, stable, focused approach to a landing. And you can do a landing in a turn. You know, sometimes there's anomalies. There's nothing wrong with doing a takeoff during a taxi turn or a landing during a turn. Those are intermediate skills that you need to master way back when you're an intermediate pilot. And again, I find that, you know, the most advanced flying is just a play on the most basic fundamentals done to a high degree of precision. That's what an advanced pilot is. It's somebody who has mastered those fundamentals, and they're making zero errors, and they're responding appropriately to changing conditions, and always aiming for it's flying, y'all. That's how you fly. You know, if you're gonna do some swoopity dumb stuff, go up where it's safe to do it. Don't do it near the ground. I mean, if you're dodging a UFO and you got to do an evasive maneuver, well, you've got those skills in the bag, but you're not going to get hurt or broken up there. So y'all keep that shit higher up. Y'all don't be fucking around in the danger zone. It's ridiculous and you look stupid doing it. And if you're teaching somebody to do it, well, you're teaching them wrong. And it's not great. It's not great for anybody. It's not great for the sport. It ain't cool. You know, whatever. If you want to go do it, go do it. But don't encourage it. Don't teach it. Don't call it advanced, because that's less than advanced flying. That's making poor aeronautical decisions. You know, aeronautical decision making. You look at the risk. Low maneuvering recently surpassed drowning as the biggest fatality in our sport. And it's very important that you think about that. You know, drowning, it may take, I think summertime comes, more people start drowning, and that takes over. But low maneuvering, that's why they do pylon races over the water, because when they tried them over the dirt, people were maneuvering low and fast and aggressively, and they were breaking backs and getting killed and plowing in. You know, ask somebody that's been around the sport for a decade, and they'll tell you that's why. But I'm gonna get off my soapbox. I'm almost at paramotor school. I got students out here gonna be knocking out some first, second, third flights tonight, I think. I'm excited about that. And I just wanted to come on here and say that. I'm sorry it's such a long-winded, preachy videos. That's about all I'm doing these days, sadly. I tried to make one the other day, I really did. I put the camera on, went out in the yard. I was gonna do it's been 1,000 degrees down here. It's been so hot and nasty. It's hot again. It's 95 right now. It's 6 o'clock. It's terrible. The camera didn't work. GoPro shit on me twice. I tried a second attempt to turn it on. At that point, I had to give up video making for the day, and I turned up the music. I did my flight, and wish you could have been there with me. But I make some content. I never not make it. I just do other stuff. Y'all still here. I'm glad you're still watching the videos. I'll see you real soon in the next one, y'all. Just remember, if y'all take anything else home from this, just remember, I still love you. And if you're gonna get low and you wanna be least amount of risk possible, get fast, get stable, and get focused. What's up? Kyle out.